You are standing outside. Dark clouds gathering, a warm breeze arrives, and before a single drop falls, you smell it. That earthy, fresh, ancient smell that every human on Earth recognizes instantly, but nobody ever taught you what it was. Scientists spent decades trying to answer one simple question: why does rain have a smell? Humans evolved to live in groups of 50 to 150 people, everyone known, everyone connected. For 200,000 years, a crowd meant your tribe, safety, belonging. Then, cities happened. Now a crowd means strangers. The ancient brain still expects tribe. The modern world delivers strangers instead. The loneliness is the gap between what evolution promised and what civilization delivered. There's a specific biological mechanism making crowds lonelier than empty rooms. When surrounded by people who are not connecting with you, your brain interprets it as social rejection, not neutral. Rejection. Being ignored by a crowd feels neurologically identical to being actively excluded. The crowded room is not indifferent to you. Your brain reads it as hostile. Here is what actually creates petrichor. Certain plants and trees release oils during dry periods. These oils are not for fragrance. They are the plant's way of slowing down soil bacteria during drought, protecting the earth from premature seed growth. These oils soak deep into dry soil and rocks over weeks and months. In 1973, psychologist Stanley Milgram studied city life and discovered something called psychic overload. Cities bombard humans with 1,000 times more social information than the brain evolved to handle. To survive, the urban brain shuts down social processing entirely in public. Every city person you see with blank, expressionless face, their social brain is in emergency shutdown mode. This urban shutdown creates a devastating feedback loop. Person A shuts down socially to cope. Person B reads Person A's blank face as rejection. Person B shuts down. Person C reads both of them as cold and unfriendly, shuts down. Entire cities of people desperately wanting connection, all simultaneously protecting themselves from connection. Everyone lonely together. Social media promised to fix crowded loneliness. It made it catastrophically worse. Having 500 online connections triggers your brain's social counter, making it think you are well connected. But online connections provide none of the biological signals your brain actually needs: eye contact, touch, shared silence, real presence. Your brain starves while believing it is fed. The loneliness epidemic has physical consequences as lethal as smoking. Lonely people have dramatically higher rates of heart disease, dementia, and early death. In 2018, the United Kingdom became the first country on Earth to appoint a minister of loneliness, a government minister, for a feeling, because loneliness was killing more people than obesity. Scientists identified exactly what the lonely brain is searching for in crowds: not conversation, not proximity, not shared activity, just one thing: being seen. One genuine moment of eye contact that says, "I notice you exist." That signal alone is enough to silence the loneliness alarm. The most powerful human connection tool costs absolutely nothing. It just requires looking up. Introverts and extroverts experience crowded loneliness completely differently. Extroverts feel lonely in crowds because they crave stimulating social interaction they cannot find. Introverts feel lonely in crowds because the social noise drowns out the quiet, authentic connection they need. Same feeling, completely opposite causes, and completely opposite solutions. The most lonely place on Earth, measured scientifically, is not a prison cell, not a desert island. It is a hospital waiting room. People sitting centimeters apart, all avoiding eye contact, all experiencing anxiety, all desperately wanting human comfort, all trapped in the urban shutdown reflex. A room of humans who need each other most, perfectly prevented from connecting. Ancient communities built specific spaces designed to force accidental connection. Wells where everyone collected water, market squares where a paths crossed, temple steps where strangers sat together. Modern cities removed all of them, replaced with efficient private spaces, and then wondered why everyone felt alone. The architecture of connection was dismantled, brick by brick.
Japan has a phenomenon called kodawari, an extreme form of crowded loneliness unique to Japanese culture. People surrounded by millions, never genuinely connecting with any. Japan now has professional rent-a-friend services, actors paid to be your companion for the day, listeners paid to hear your problems, huggers paid for physical warmth. The loneliest crowds on Earth, paying for simulation of connection.
The most effective cure for crowded loneliness discovered by science is shockingly simple: shared vulnerability. When two strangers simultaneously admit they are struggling, the walls collapse instantly. Crowded loneliness dissolves faster through shared honesty than through years of surface conversation. Saying, "I feel lost in this crowd," to the person beside you can create deeper connection in 30 seconds than most friendships build in months. So the next time it rains and that smell arrives before the drops do, you are experiencing something ancient and extraordinary. Plant oils stored in dry earth for weeks, bacteria sending signals from the soil, lightning from distant storms carried on the wind, and a human nose so perfectly evolved to detect it that it can find traces no instrument on Earth can match. The rain smell is the Earth breathing out, and you were built to hear it. Subscribe now, because every week we find the incredible science hiding inside the simplest things around you.